Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, with our constant host over here,
Gavin Franklin.
Guys, we are here this week to preview Echoes of Eternity. I almost called this the end of the death.
Of Eternity.
ADB.
It is ADB. For sure.
Yep. I'm on page 69. Gavin is on page 150. So we're doing great. Getting through there. Before we get too far into it, as always, check us out on our Discord. Find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresylodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Buy some merch. Feed my child. Help pay for Gavin's mortgage that he will be paying soon enough.
For the rest of my life.
I mean, hopefully you live for longer than 30 years.
We'll see. I don't plan on it.
You know, I mean, that's understandable, I guess. Those are our things.
That's it.
What are you drinking?
Well, I am done drinking an Irish red from Minhas. Minhas, the famous Minhas. We've had him on the podcast now like 25 times. And so I will open up Minhas.
Ooh, a hazelnut stout.
Hazelnut stout. I'm not looking forward to it.
You're a big stout guy.
I love stouts.
That's like your favorite beer ever.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10. Love them. Okay. We'll see how this one tastes. What are you drinking, sir?
Well, I got a couple options tonight, my star. I am almost done with the first one, which is from Brewlink Brewing Company, Ronaldo's Hefeweizen. That's number one.
Yeah. How is it?
It's actually pretty good. Number two is the Neon Viking Cloudberry and Apricot Sour Ale. It's pretty good. I got it because there was a Viking. I'm a simple man. If you put a picture of something I like, I will probably buy.
There you go.
Especially if it involves booze.
Well, this tastes like
That's a dark one, dude.
It's very dark.
Yeah, I can taste the darkness.
It's like somebody's injecting hazelnut straight into my body. It's so much hazelnut.
Ooh, is it thick?
Huh?
Is that thick?
Is it dick? Yes.
Well, it might be dick, but is it thick?
Oh, it's thick. It's very thick.
It's a thick dick in here.
It's a big one, let me tell you. Man.
Barely fits in there.
Yeah, that was rough. So we finally made it to ADB, who the last thing ADB wrote, what was it? Master of Mankind?
Master of Mankind, yeah. I mean, some short stories probably here and there, but not a full novel. Yeah, he had the backwards man, that it wasn't called
Arkan Land.
Yeah, of Arkan Land, yeah.
So far, this book is interesting to me because it's simultaneously my favorite and least favorite book so far.
So far, what I like about this book is we have World Eaters.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a dislike yet. I mean, it's definitely setting up Sanguinius versus Angron.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what. First off, I love ADB's writing style. Same. Like, it's descriptive to such a good level. It's not overly descriptive. Yep. But it his analogies that he uses and the picture that he paints, it makes it feel very grimdark. Like, shit is fucked up.
You know my favorite thing about his fucking writing? You have a chapter, and that chapter is all about one part of the story.
Yeah.
And then you go to the next chapter, and that's part of the other story. And I'm not fucking having one chapter with 5 different stories, and I'm like, oh, what is happening right now?
Yeah, because it kind of makes the chapters like, what's the point of a chapter? Yeah.
Yeah, those aren't chapters.
The organization of his books, the way he writes his stories, like, You heard it here. Should not be a hot take. ADB is the best writer of the Horse Heresy, in our opinion. It's like the descriptiveness that he uses, the brevity that he uses, the length of time he spends on characters, the amount of like emotional impact he gives characters. Like it feels like a really well written story.
Yep.
Talk about the negatives. It's 150 pages and it's still set up.
That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I'm about 70 pages now and it's only been set up.
It's still set up. There's literally chapters in the book, or at least the first half of the book, where you get introduced to a character that dies in that chapter, and then the chapter ends. And I'm like, I'm really glad we went through that. 10 pages of a person I didn't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And let's talk about another point. ADB is very clearly attached to certain characters that he's enjoyed writing. And there's one character in particular that I'm like, why? Why are we doing this? Because there's another character that should be taking this character's place. If we look at the cast list for the Blood Angels, there is a very important person that's missing. There is no Rowdalor.
Yeah, I didn't look at the cast list because I was audible in it.
This book will not have anything about Rowdalor. But you know who is in this cast list as a Blood Angel?
Meet.
Zephin.
He's dead.
Nope.
What?
Right.
Interesting.
So ADB wrote Master of Mankind, which introduced the character of Zephin.
Yeah.
He did not write
Was it Saturnine that he died in?
no. Well, yes. First Wall.
Was it first one?
It was the one where they sent the remembrancers. It was Saturnine. You're right.
Yeah, Saturnine.
But he did not write Fear to Tread, which introduced Rowdalor. He's never actually written about Rowdalor.
Yeah.
I'm like, Rowdalor's the fucking dude.
Yes. Bad motherfucker.
But we like do a weird revive of Zephin. And it is weird. When you read it, you'll be like, why is this happening?
Damn it.
And Zephin is a character. And I was completely satisfied with Zephin's death, but now he's back. No Rowdalor, though. You know who else is missing from the cast list?
Ascalon. I literally don't have it in front of me. I'm just throwing out names.
Yeah, Ascalon is not in this cast list at all.
Has he been mentioned at all in the siege? Maybe once?
No.
That's weird.
I saw Rowdalor.
Yeah, I think like Ascalon was mentioned, but I don't think we've actually had his POV at all in the siege.
Not at all. You know who else is not mentioned in this book?
Who?
Not a single perpetual. There is no perpetual storyline in this book whatsoever.
That's interesting. I figured that we'd at least see them moving through their storyline. This reminds me, Into the Death Part 2 came out, and I saw a fucking meme, man.
What was it?
It was
spoilers.
I'm assuming, I don't know. It's not like a big spoiler, I don't think, but it involved Ol and Big E. So they must meet up.
Finally. Not in this book, though. Not mentioned. You know who else is not in this book at all? What other group is not in this book? There is no Euphraticula or Loken.
I have a feeling we won't see them until In the Death Part 6. And it will just be Loken standing there like, Well, shit. I was there the day that horse slayed the emperor.
So a lot of characters that we have been following. There's also no Sigismund. There is no Cinderman. Most of the characters that we've been following are just absolutely gone. There's not a single mention of the Khan. I mean, the Khan's mentioned, but he's not in the cast list.
Wakan's also kind of dead. I mean, not dead, but like lowercase dead.
I just think of all of the storylines that we have been following. It kind of seems like ADB's intention for this book. It's like, well, fuck all that. Fucking throw it away. Sanguinius and Angron are going to fight, and we're going to figure that shit out. However, he must have had a really long conversation with Graham McNeil. Because you know who is in this book?
So Lucius?
Fucking Vulcan is in this book.
Vulcan!
And he's like an actual fucking character that you get POVs from.
Holy shit.
And Vulcan and Magnus are really mad at each other.
What a weird dynamic, but I'll take it.
I know, like, not something I would expect at all. But like, it's so funny. Like, I don't know if you've made it to the scene yet where it talks about Vulcan. Dude, it cracks me up. So like, Magnus is basically like trying to like fuck with Vulcan's mind or for some reason. Like, you basically find out that Magnus is on his way through the warp to the webway to try and fuck up the Emperor in person. But he keeps like trying to get into Vulcan's mind and like do like warp conversations with him. And every time Vulcan's just like, whatever, you're kind of a bitch.
It's a hammer.
This is literally it's so funny. So he's like, whatever, you're a joke, man. You're fucking weak as shit. And then like at the end of the chapter, there's going to be a whole story of this book, which I'm actually kind of pumped for, where like they're sitting there in the webway and they're trying to close it. ADB finally gives you an answer. Like they tried to, but it's a little bit open. And like Magnus is on his way to try to get through that crack. And at like the end of the first chapter, Vulcan's introduced. He's like, as Magnus is like trying to fuck with him, he's like, whatever, you're a pussy or whatever. He's just like, you know what? Fucking open up the webway. Let's go. Let's fucking fight him. And he just tries to. He's like, whatever. I don't give a shit. I'll beat the shit out of this guy.
That's what I need more of. All right. These Primarchs need to be more like this. Like, oh, I gotta give orders. Nah, man. I want to see you fucking get on that Lehman Russ. I want you to fucking drive through there, swinging your sword, talking some bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Like the shit talking, like we need more of the con. Just bring the con back so we can shit talk a little bit more.
Yeah, like what do you think you would say, like Max? Like, man, you're fucking dumb. All right, you got one eye. Where the fuck did the other one go? All right, you just fucking poke it out being stupid.
I think Vulcan's a good like next character to do it. Like, whatever, bitch, come here. I'm gonna fuck you up with my hammer.
I will fuck you up. All right, listen here. All you motherfuckers made fun of me, and I'm here to fuck you up.
Oh, you got wings? Oh, they're really colorful.
Bitch. Little pansy ass bitch.
That's why I can imagine Vulcan's gonna
one
be like.
eye, bitch.
You do get some other people in this. There is nothing mentioned about Bo Faso or whatever his name was, the dude that's making
the chemical weapons guy.
Yeah.
Or geneticist.
No Andromeda. You do get
I don't think Andromeda exists anymore. I don't know.
You do get Artemis. Of course, Swain's in here, which is like funny because if you remember in the last book, Mortarion sent Typhus away to deal with Corswain, and then you see Typhus at the end, and he like literally walked a mile and made camp. He's like, I'm not fucking with Corswain.
Dude, them Dark Angels are fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're weird. Like, I don't even know what side they're on, and they might just they're probably gonna kill themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're very word bearer-esque, right? Maybe if like we just say we're gonna show up, they fucking kill themselves and hoping like an angel shows up. I don't know.
Yeah. So Corswain's there. Um, you have a Space Wolf. Shaban makes the list. You have an Emperor's Children. Um, Here's another one. Karn is there. Do they
Kind of.
explain how Karn is there? I don't really know. Um,
Well, I don't know, like how they have like introduce him there. I think it's fine.
he seems to be a bit of a figment at this point of Latara's imagination, which is a really cool take.
So yeah, on that part, then you actually see his body.
Mhm.
And I really like that we have a POV of a World Eater's apothecary. Because of any legion, the World Eater's apothecary has got to be the most useless fucking position.
I love, yeah. It's like you have to choose like who would be the shittiest possible POV World Eaters Apothecary. Absolutely
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
like next to like Night Lord's janitor. It's like, god damn it, like this job makes no fucking sense.
We do not get Katsuhiro. Um, for some reason, and I'm assuming it's for flashback purposes, but we do get Luna Wolves. We get Abaddon and Tarek Torgadon as
Yeah,
Luna
gotta
Wolves.
be a flashback.
Yeah. Um, you want me to tell you the person that is in the thing that might be a surprise, so maybe I shouldn't tell you.
It's probably fine.
Fucking Cal Bunda.
Yeah, Bunda.
Fucking makes his way back. I can just imagine Sanguinius fighting fucking Calvunda and Angron at the same time and
Well,
beating their
before
asses.
did Sanguinius have the Spear of Telesto last time?
You know what makes me really nervous about this book? Do you have the physical copy?
No,
Sanguinius is on the cover,
he doesn't look over.
but do you know what's missing?
The Spear of Telesto.
He
The
doesn't have the spirit to Lesto. He
That is
only has
literally
the
the
sword
most
of
important thing
Incarnine.
we've ever heard of, and it's missing.
He only has the sword of Incarnine. How is he going to beat both demons?
That doesn't make any sense. Whoever the
Um,
author is, he needs to do a redo because he messed up.
ADB, like you need to, like we need to make sure that the spirit Telesto is mentioned at least 3 times in this book.
3, that's pretty low.
That's pretty low. That's why I said at least.
If Sanguinius is even mentioned and you don't mention the Spear of Telesto, you've already fucked up.
You do get Horus in this book, and you actually get Horus, and it's pretty fucking cool. It's a cool little. So far, the only like conversation I've had with Horus, I'm like, oh,
So you
a
had that
pretty.
conversation with Horace?
I had a conversation with Horus, and Horus
He
is
will
pretty
not
fucking
get off
cool.
the fucking chair. He's just like, Dad.
He will not actually. That's true. He does talk from the chair in this book.
Him and Dad are more alike than we ever thought.
Exactly.
They both have chairs that they refuse to leave.
So yes, my opinion so far of this book is it is the best written so far. Like I do like it more writing style wise than The Lost and the Damned. However, I do think ADB is kind of caught up in his own historical writing to bring this book into the fold of what we know as the Siege of Terra. You're missing so many key characters. You're missing Euphrates. You're missing the chemist. You're missing any perpetuals.
He's a geneticist, sir.
Yeah.
Very different positions.
Okay.
You you should learn your sciences. You wanted to be a biology teacher. You
I
don't know
originally
a
left.
geneticist.
I left the sciences for a reason to teach you how to do computer science, and you had
That's
still
still a
no
science,
idea.
my man. The word science is in there.
And you
But
still
yes,
have
you passed.
no
You helped me pass college. I agree.
idea. So, yeah, ADB, like bringing back Zephin and not having Rautalorn, like it's going to be a really well written book, but I feel like it's going to feel like the most separated of all the books because you don't get all the storylines that have been continuing throughout the entire series.
Yeah, which I mean, although it's weird too because obviously he had at least talked to previous authors because we have like Karn being dead in here, which happened in just this last book. So obviously, like he either read it or there was a conversation before. So it's kind of weird, like what you
Well,
pick and
definitely.
choose.
Definitely there was a conversation. But like the whole concept of bringing back Zephyr and the whole concept of ignoring the like kind of ignoring the perpetuals, kind of ignoring the cons, like there's like 20 storylines going on right now. Like Katsuhiro isn't even in there. Like some authors are writing Katsuhiro, some authors are not. And it was pretty evident to us in The Lost in the Dam. We were like, oh, this is going to be the guy that we follow. And I think some authors were on board with that concept. And now he's just wandering around as a babysitter, but we don't know where he is. And like everything's on fucking fire. So it's like, how is Katsuhiro walking around with a fucking baby? Are we going to see him later? I would assume so. If not, I'm going to be really disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes me like understand probably why there's going to be 7 different versions of End in the Death because there's been so many storylines that Dan is probably trying to wrap up. Although I was told within the first 6 minutes of the audiobook of the newest book, they mentioned a character that's only been mentioned like 3 times throughout the whole Horus Heresy. So maybe I'm just too hopeful that storylines are ending and that's why it's being dragged out.
My biggest thing is like, and I know it's not going to happen, but it's like, okay, you had 50 some books to set the stage for the siege. And it bothers me so much that in 50 some books, the authors couldn't agree upon like a cast of characters. So then they get into the siege and they're still doing it. So I'm like, okay, Dan, 3 books, 1 ending. We've got them all, right? They're like, no, 20 more people that you got to be introduced to that are so important in the last 2 hours. I'm like, just fucking pull it together. Just
Like
pull it
think of
together.
like every like good TV show. What good TV show is introducing an important character in the last episode? None. Nobody of importance is being introduced that last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
silly.
what it feels like. Even the last season
Yeah.
feels like I'm in the last season. I've
Well, like
gotten
last season, like maybe a new villain, like depending on like
Mhm.
what the like formula is, right? But
Mhm.
like still, like your main cast is probably gonna be the same, which is kind of why like Game of Thrones is so different, right? Because in the first season, you get this main cast, you get this main character, and the biggest main character died in the end of the first season. I was like, that was like, holy fuck! Like you're allowed to do that?
Kind of like how Loken died, but then they bring him back.
Yeah, it's like one of those things.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's just let things die. Don't introduce new things, and you don't need to.
Yeah. I also want to talk about another thing that's a little frustrating to me when it comes to ADB's writing of the siege so far. Like every trader group is just operating under war bands, which I kind of understand. Like there's no leadership. Like the traders are just fucking running around. But it also doesn't make a lot of sense to me, like why Bab Bastion or the Eternity Wall is like fucked when like they're just dealing with like war bands running around the city.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like that'd be a very easy thing to defend against. But at the same time, like these war bands, when they start talking about them, they're like, oh yeah, they're full of Thousand Sons and Alpha Legion and Emperor's Children. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, I at one moment in the book, it just made me laugh. He's talking about like how like Porto Rabo left, and he's like, and for some reason there's still a bunch of Iron Warriors. And I'm just like,
How?
fair
Why?
enough, I guess.
And the ones that really give me Alpha Legion makes no sense.
No, because they never joined.
Never even came.
Oh my god, was already like, nah, like this is I here's your intel, we're bouncing, fuck you.
Yeah, unless they're like, this is what's so frustrating about the Alpha Legion is like there's this weird implication that like some of them will still like Horus, but we're not going to tell you that. Like no one's ever going to tell you like what the Alpha Legion, like what they're doing because that's their shtick, and so we
Speaking
can
of
just kind
Alpha
of bring
Legion,
them in.
where's that one fucking guy that was with Katsuhira?
No one fucking knows.
No one has even talked about this guy, all right? Like, I need to
For
know about this
books.
guy.
It's been like 6 books in the same siege. He's fucking gone. Like, what was he trying to
We
do?
keep seeing Katsuhira. You think like at least like Katsuhira, like his whole mission would be trying to like find this guy again to figure out like what the hell's happening. But no, he's never mentioned again. And now Katsuhira has a baby.
He had a fucking kid. That's how far along Katsuhira's story is. And also, like the Thousand Sons, I'm like, listen, they already had like just a few thousand of them, and then Magnus exploded a nuclear bomb on most of them, and then like all of them died. Why is the Thousand Sons just running around fucking killing people? Like you'd think
Yeah,
like
and the other half are
probably,
going through the flesh change.
yeah. I'm like, there's got to be like almost no Thousand Sons
Yeah,
left,
it's like 6.
and but
They're
they're like,
as
yeah,
fucked up
are
as
the
the
war
Iron
bands.
Hands.
There's 20,000 of them. I'm like, there were 6,000 of them 4 books ago. Where are they getting all of these Thousand Sons?
Yeah.
One of the little bastions is like under attack by Thousand Sons, and I'm like, why? Why would the Thousand Sons coordinate an attack against a bastion when they've got like no one left?
You know what also like kind of doesn't make sense to me? Like why we haven't seen like any legionnaires from like the Raven Guard or the Iron Hands. Like some of them, like not all of them were all together, right? Like we know there were rogue ships like all throughout space. Like one group would have heeded Royal Dorn's call
Yeah,
to meet at Terra. It's like why we haven't seen a single person
not a single Iron
is
Hand or Raven
silly.
Guard, other than in the short story of the Sisypheum. And I really think that like this story would be so much better if they actually were on Terra. I think that would be a cooler story. It was like
Yeah.
following their battle on Terra. But yeah, like it sucks. No, I totally agree. Like
Like I
they're
know like some of them aren't even legions we care about, but like
if you're gonna
there
bring
has to be at least
Alpha,
one.
if you're gonna bring
Surely Lehman
Alpha,
Russ left at least one group of Space Wolves to watch Dorn.
they he did. They were mentioned in this book.
Oh, okay, cool.
You do remember that like there was a whole pack, there was a whole short story,
Yeah,
a group of Space Wolves that was sent to watch Dorn. You remember that? It was
I did not.
13 stars falling.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's mentioned, they're mentioned in this book.
All right, cool, cool, cool.
But yeah, no like Iron Hands, no Raven Guard. There's 3 salamanders, and they were in a short story, and now they're not mentioned anymore. Like, we want to see those salamanders ever again.
Nope. Trying to think like, are there any other Loyalist Legion that?
There was no Ultramarines, which I think is weird because
Yeah,
they were
there
like everywhere.
should at least be a couple.
Yeah. Um. Obviously, we have Corswain like showing up, so we
Yeah,
do get some Dark
yeah.
Age
We have
old.
Dorn being disappointed that's of course winning out the Lion, which honestly, if I was Dorn, I'd be oh, thank fucking God.
Corswain, like I
Holy shit,
roll
you're
the
the
dice.
competent one, right?
Holy oh yeah, the lion's not here. That's totally okay. Works for me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I do think it's weird that there like we saw so many Night Lords and we saw, but like the whole time, like we're getting reports at Horus was like, but there's like 6 of those fucking guys, so they're just being weird. They've got no commander, no command structure, everyone's dead. But then like you have a Night Lord trying to kill the
Geneticist.
geneticist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand why they're doing it because they want to show like, oh, here's all of the legions represented, but at the same time, it's like doesn't feel like anyone's making any progress anywhere. No progress has been made by anybody because you still have Thousand Suns sieging a bastion. No, they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Yeah, and I mean you have legions that are literally just their Primarchs left. Why would they stay?
Legions that never even signed up are there.
That's fair
Oh,
too.
why are the Alpha Legion there? I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. It's weird.
So, very excited though for Lortara. Latara, she is a pretty big character. ADB wrote her into existence, and she is fucking awesome.
She is awesome. Human, which is cool.
Probably the best written human character in the entire Horus Heresy.
R.I.P. Carcassy.
Carcassy was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
She's going a little insane, and ADB does a really good job describing insanity of the warp because it gets just very grim dark. Like shit's fucked up. And it's not like warp like David Annadel warp where shit's just growing guns.
Dicks everywhere.
Dicks. Yeah, nothing like that. But what it actually is like Lortara is going fucking insane and imagining Karn speaking to her and her entire she's turning into like a reptile. Like it's fucking cool. Really cool stuff. Another really interesting storyline in here so far that I've kind of been enjoying, but like I said, kind of not, is this Zephyr one. His story is really weird. But Arkham Land is such a sassy bitch.
I love me some Arkham Land.
Yeah, so him and Arkham Land are kind of teaming up in this story, and Arkham Land is constantly speaking to him. He's like, so the 4th Legion Primarch, and Zephon's like, his name's Rogel Dorn. He's like, I don't give a fuck. 4th Legion Primarch, man. Stop being weird. I'm trying to get shit done. So
is it Rogel the 7th?
I don't know.
I think it's the 7th.
Yeah, you're right.
Hell yeah, bitch. Still what I know. And then Mortarion's 14.
Iron Warriors are 4th. Mortarion's 14th. What's I mean, 8th Legion's gotta be
8th
World
Legion
War,
is
right?
8th Legion is
Night
Night Lords.
Yeah, damn. 1st Legion. I know 1st Legion.
Yeah, it's the Dumb Legion.
Second Legion doesn't exist, right?
Nope. 2nd Legion doesn't exist. 3rd is Emperor's Children.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. 4th Legion.
I don't know if I know the 4th one. 4th
Alpha
one.
Legion is 20th.
What?
Alpha Legion's 20th.
Yeah, Alpha Legion's 24. Might be Iron Wars?
I'm gonna say White Scars.
No, White Scars are 5th.
4th is Iron Warriors.
Nice.
God damn, you're killing this, dude. 5th Legion.
White Scars.
Yes. All right, he's number 6.
6. 6 is going to Space Wars.
It's the fucking space.
God damn, I'm good.
Holy shit.
7 is Dorn and the Imperial Fist.
And 8 is Night Lords. Already did that.
Yep. 9 does no 9 does exist. 9 is
Ooh, this is a tough one.
10 is Iron Hands.
Seriously? Oh my god, you got Iron Hands. You want to come back to 9th?
Hold on, I'm thinking. 9 is
You can take it. We can come back to it because we're eliminating legions.
yeah, all right. 11 doesn't exist. 12
The
is
fact that you know that 11 doesn't exist.
12 might be. I have to like figure out who is still left in my head.
So you've done Imperial Fist. Hold up, let me do this. Okay. You've done Dark Angels, Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, White Scars, Space Wolves, Imperial Fist, Night Lords, Iron Hands. So what you have left is the Blood Angels, World Leaders, Ultramarines, Death Guard, Thousand Sons, Raven Guard, Alpha Legion, Salamanders, Word Bearers, Sons of Horus.
Blood Angels are 9, I think.
They are 9th.
Look here. 12 is. No, it's not Salamanders. They're
Here's the
later.
13th. 13th.
13.
You should know this one. I know this one.
World Leaders.
Oh,
Is World Leaders 12?
World Leaders is 12. You
Okay.
almost had 100%.
13. Oh, Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
14's Raven Guard, I think.
No.
Fuck, Sally's?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Let's skip that one. So 20th is Alpha Legion. Let's work down 19th.
19 with the Raven Guard.
That's the Raven Guard. 18th.
18 is.
You're missing Word Bearers, Sons of Horus, Salamanders, Thousand Sons, and Death Guard.
Well, Death Guard's 14.
That's 14. Okay. So you have the 15th, 16th,
Salamanders
17th.
might be 18.
Salamanders is 18th.
17
15,
is
16,
Word Bears.
Okay.
16
15th.
Sons of Forest.
And 15th is
Who's left? Oh, Thousand Sons.
Thousands. Holy shit, dude. That was incredible. I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know how I did that either because when they were saying the Night Lords person in the last book, I was like, what fucking legion is what number is that?
What's happening? Yeah. Yep. I feel you. So do you have any predictions for this book?
Yeah, the Spirit Telesta is gonna fucking put Kabanda in the eye and he's gonna explode.
I think Sanguinius is gonna fuck both Angron and
Kabanda? Oh, he definitely is. He's gonna fuck Korn, maybe. Korn himself is gonna be like, damn. I wanted that guy.
Angron does something in this book that I was like, I see what they're trying to do. He kills a Titan.
They didn't have the Spirit Telesto though.
He did it without the Spirit Telesto.
That sounds a little OP.
It sounds pretty fucking nuts. So I'm thinking that Sanguinius fights Calbunda first. I'm wondering because one of the big themes in the first third of this book is like Sanguinius is nowhere to be found. No one knows where the fuck Sanguinius is. Which is strange to me because I feel like the area is getting smaller.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's.
There's less walls now for sure.
Yeah, there's only one wall left. Only the Eternity Wall. Eternity Gate and the Eternity Wall. Yeah. So we'll see. There's also one of the coolest fucking Titan scenes ever written is in this book.
Interesting. Okay.
You saw that one, right? You already read it.
Did I?
Yeah, when the fucking Titan harpoons another Titan so it doesn't fall off a cliff.
Or
and he's like,
falls,
fuck you, buddy. And just pulls himself off.
Yeah.
That was pretty badass.
Yeah. I mean, I have high hopes for this book. I'm sure it'll be good. It's ADB. It's kind of crazy, like we're getting the books now that like were coming out when we were doing the Horus Heresy. Because I remember like ADB talking about like when this book released and like all the stress it put on him to like write this book and do it well.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I'm ready to be fucking done though. I can fucking tell you that.
3 books after this, we're getting there.
Maybe.
Maybe, right?
Like
I think we're gonna do Scouring. I really do.
they'll do anything. But yeah, I agree. They'll definitely add more. I finally updated my Steam Deck for the first time in a month. I haven't even been able to turn it on because I've been so fucking busy. I'm like,
I
I'd
know,
love to
dude.
play a game, but instead I need to fucking read.
I'd love to finish Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I still need to finish Starfield and then I want to play Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate's great. It's frustrating on the Steam Deck a little bit, I will say.
That's fine. I'm fine being frustrated. I read these books. I'm always frustrated.
That's true. Yeah, as soon as we're done, and I'm assuming by my prediction, I think we'll be done sometime around early April, like March, April.
Is that with 2 weeks or with us lollygagging?
Lollygagging for
That's what
sure.
we've been doing for a bit.
Yeah, so I think sometime into March, early
We
April.
dragged that Warhawk.
Yeah, we did. I think we'll probably get through this sooner. ADB just kind of has really enjoyable reads. So,
Yeah, I agree. Cool. Well, is there anything else you want to mention here?
not
Book
really.
wise, I think we've talked about all we've read.
Yep.
Cool. Well, guys, that's it for us, I guess. There'll be a review of some sort next week. Maybe 1, maybe 2. Who knows? It'll be a mystery for all of us. We normally plan this 10 minutes before. If we're lucky.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll be here next week with some sort of review. As always, hit us up on our Discord. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. Email us at theheresylodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube at the Heresy Lodge. Check out our merch. We got some cool stuff. Black Friday's coming up. We'll probably do some sort of like promo sale. They do things on the Spring website, so we'll do something like that.
Cool.
I'll let you guys know the code. We do have a couple of models that I've been meaning to do a giveaway for. I just haven't had the time because a couple of them broke during transit. I just need to reglue them. But we have an Araman and a Neurotherp, I think. Is what it is. They're painted very well from fellow member This Is Me. Very good painter.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So my plan is to get this glued together. I'll post the pictures. We'll do a giveaway soon enough. I promise. It's a thing. It's out there. I have to do it now. Keep me accountable because I cannot do it all the time. So that's it, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.